Hey, James Miller, licensed mental health counselor. Welcome to the channel. So happy you're here. Today we're talking about communication. As a counselor, for me, every day I have couples that come in for counseling, communication problems. Individuals that come in for counseling, communication. Communication affects you at work, school, home, relationships within the home with family. So that's why communication is so important, and that's what we're going to focus on today. All right, so step one, we're going to look at speaker, listener. I think that's a main issue that a lot of people have that I noticed in counseling. When you're speaking to somebody, pay attention. The conversation should be kind of like a volleyball match. It should go back and forth a little bit. So a lot of people, if you'll notice, they listen with the intention of speaking. Dr. Stephen Covey used to talk about that in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Make sure that you seek first to understand, then to be understood. As you're talking to somebody, you need to pay attention to what they're saying. Look at your nonverbals. Nod your head. Counselors are always going to go, which it can be annoying to clients a lot of times, but it does show that you're listening. So your nonverbal communication should show, hey, you matter, I'm listening to you. Step 2 is going to be regulate your emotions. In today's society, everything is so polarized, but we got to be able to communicate openly with each other, and even if we have completely different viewpoints. So as somebody's talking to you, make sure you become aware, how do I feel right now in this moment? What are the emotions I'm feeling? What are the physical sensations I'm feeling in my body? A quick, easy tip to be able to regulate yourself as you're communicating is focus on your breath. Tell all my clients, as I'm talking to you, you can be yelling at me and screaming at me, but I'm just going to focus on my breath. Deep, soothing breaths in, hold at the top, deep, soothing breaths out, because I got to regulate my heart. As long as I can keep my heart under 95 beats per minute, I'm not going to get overwhelmed or upset by what you're saying. Let's practice that next time when you're communicating to be able to kind of regulate your emotions a little bit. Step 3 is going to be tracking and summarizing. So as someone's talking to you and they're telling you something, think about it like a story. Remember in school when we used to learn comprehension skills and they would tell you a story. So a story always has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So even as a clinician, when I'm talking to people, I'm having to track the conversation, because at some point in that conversation, people are going to say, oh, I forgot what I was talking about. And I'm going to say, well, you were talking about such and such, such and such. And they're going to say, that's right. And they're going to jump right back into where they were. Also summarizing. A big thing that the Gottmans say when they're talking about summarizing is, so what I'm hearing you say is, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to revert back to what you said, and I'm going to give it back to you from my perspective. And then you allow the person to say, yeah, that's right, or no, actually, this is what I mean. So that's part of communication. It's a two-way street. I want to make sure that I'm actually understanding what it is that you're giving me. In conclusion, we've talked about 3 points that could help you to be a better communicator. So first, remember, speaker, listener. A conversation should go back and forth equally. Number 2, regulate your emotions. Become aware of how emotionally upset you get. Like when you hear horns beeping at you or anything that's stressing you out, you got to be able to calm yourself down. Number 3 is tracking and summarizing a conversation. I invite you to this week practice some of these skills. Go to your family and friends also. Ask, what do you notice some deficits in the way I communicate, or do you notice any? What are some things I could improve on with my communication skills? And notice where you see deficits in others with their communication skills and where there could be some improvement. Not that you're going to correct them, but we're just trying to develop awareness because we want to improve. I hope this helps, and I can't wait to see you next time. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about these communication skills? What are some things I'm missing? What can we talk about next time that you want to know about with communication? I'll see you then.